name is Kapungwe Mbaluku, and this is my TakeOver.
The TakeOver 2.0.
Welcome to the TakeOver.
All rights reserved. Unauthorized broadcast prohibited.
A brief background of myself. I was born in Lusaka, born and bred in Lusaka, Zambia. And I did my primary school education at Lusaka Girls. I then went to Roma Girls, and later went to Kablonga Girls. I did my college from NIPA. There I did information technology. And then I went to Evelyn Horn College, where I studied graphics design, which was a certification. And later on, I went and did a computer hardware network engineering at New Horizons Learning Center. As a child, I wished to become an accountant. And then I think with time that changed. I thought maybe I should, I thought of becoming an economist because I really, there's something that fascinated me about the bank setup. So I then felt the environment that I would fit in would be the bank. Yeah, so. My typical morning is I wake up about 5:36. Then I commit my day to God. I commit my plans to God, and then I read a book. I'm on YouTube, and then I get up. If my sister doesn't do breakfast for my mom, then I get up to do breakfast for my mom and then get ready and head out to the studio. If I have a shoot, then I prepare the studio for that shoot for that particular day. Yeah. What is my favorite breakfast and why? I think I'll give you two options. My favorite breakfast is, one would be hot chocolate and donuts, ring donuts, chocolate donuts, jam donuts. And another would be a smoothie with omelette and chips. I know that's unhealthy, but yeah. Sushi, that's one. And I'll bring it home. Tinkovala. And rodents, what's that one? Mbeva. Yeah, I wouldn't understand why a whole human being would eat a rodent. I mean, that's food for cats. So that's the one. Those are the three foods that, for me, I wouldn't dare. If I could eat one particular type of food the rest of my life, I think I love nshima. I love nshima with dry fish and maybe chihuahua. Yeah. What is my best childhood memory? Let's see. Stuck. I think it wasn't a very good experience. But then I think it made me feel a certain way. It made me feel that I got love despite what the situation was. I broke my left arm, and I remember that it was such a delight to be able to to join my mom, to spend a night in my mom's bed. So when I broke my arm, for me, that was like the best thing ever, because I was in this state, I think she had to care. So she took me in, and yeah, I think that's the only time in my life that I remember being sick for that long. So I remember the care and the love that was shown from my siblings and my mom. Yeah. The best piece of advice that I have ever received. Two, I think, from my former boss, who's late, Yolanda, taught me to not let anyone, no matter who they were, look down on me or make me feel worthless. And the second, even if the president got into my space, into my office, at that point, if I'm the one who's taking either photos or attending to them, giving them a service, at that point, I was important. So I think that brought out the best in me. And then the second one was, she taught me to focus on my path, focus on my lane. And one illustration that she gave me then was, life is like maybe a race. The moment that you start looking at your friend, looking at their lane, then you crash. So she told me to focus. Yeah. What is my favorite song, gospel song currently? I took time to listen to the new William McDowell. Even now? Yeah. I absolutely love it. It's been on repeat from the day that I listened to it. Why photography? I believe from a young age, I loved art. I remember, how we grew up. You spend your day at home, and half the time I spent it drawing. So that brought out a certain the artistic aspect of me. And so when I went job hunting, I thought I was applying for this job as a graphics designer, but then I ended up taking pictures, which I absolutely loved. I think it brought out a certain aspect that made me feel complete. What other talents do I have? Well, I am a graphics designer. I love to draw. I just recently discovered my love for wood. So I'm just slowly getting into carving and all those things. Wood staining, painting, and all those things. I love to paint. I love to paint walls. I love to mix paints. And then I also love to spend time in the community with the vulnerable. And I love to give myself to especially children with disabilities. I think for me, those kids have so much love to give. I think if we take time to just spend time with these kids, you will learn a few things, even though the communication is not as clear as it's supposed to be. They're loving, they're caring, they're special. So yeah. Photography then versus now. I think it has evolved beautifully, before you have to walk to a photo studio, and for you just to find that photo studio, it would take a lot, but now I think photography is everywhere. It's on your mobile phones. You have beautiful cameras there. It's easy for you just to take a photo and have it printed. And in regards to then, it had a lot of processes. There's the dark room, and then you have to do all those things. But I think it's simpler and less complicated now. Yeah. Wow. How do I deal with depression? I think when I'm in pain, a place of pain, I'll cry. Yeah, I'll cry just to let out everything that's making me feel horrible. And then I'll pray. I love to pray. And another thing that helps me a lot, that helps me deal with something that's causing me grief, is talking to someone. Then I don't keep it in. So when I let it out, then it's easy to handle. And then I also love to watch an action movie or dance to some nice gospel music. One quote that I live by. Let's see. I strongly just believe in spreading love. So I would say live, laugh, and love. Top 3 photographers that I look up to and why. My number 1 would most definitely be Yolanda, the late Yolanda. And the reason there is simple, because she taught me everything that I know today. She brought out a certain aspect of me that I didn't know existed. So that's why. And for me, I always feel like there's no one better. She was just absolutely everything. She was precise. She had a good eye, so Yolanda would be my first. And then my second would be Legacy. I absolutely love Legacy because she's young, she's female, and she's creative. And then the third one would be Vatis Mushauko, because he changed the scene. He changed photography. He gave photography meaning. So for me, if I don't mention this guy, then I really have missed it. So yeah, that is for me. I would like to add 2 more. I have Ballistic Yemba. I love his eye. I love the lens at which he looks at things. The attention that he pays to detail. And then Yemba, Ballistic. Yeah. What's the most courageous thing that I have ever done? I think I would immediately think of 2 things. The first one being just taking up entrepreneurship, just believing in myself to be able to give a service. I think for me that is courageous. Investing in myself, getting my hard-earned money and just pumping it into a business that I didn't know would bring me something. And then the next one would be, I I remember when I started working for Yolanda, she fell pregnant and then she had to stop work. So she left me her business to run. So that was a very difficult period for me. But then I did a good job. Yeah. So I would like to look at those two as being significant for me. Photography as a full-time job, yay or nay? I would say yes and no. Yes, because if you do your homework, I think you will. You do your research, you do your marketing, you do your advertising, you are in for the best journey ever. But then if you are not able to do all those things. Yeah, no, I feel like no now, because there's so many, you really have to stand out to make a mark now. Yeah, so I feel like the market is now saturated. So if you have to take on photography, you should have something else. Yeah. What are some of my best moments in photography? The first time I was trusted to do a photo shoot, I was asked to bring a couple that I wasn't comfortable with, the kind that will bring out all the nervousness, the kind that would make me uncomfortable, the kind that I would shudder when I was taking the pictures. And I decided to take photos of my Bishop Joshua Banda and Mom. And I think I did a good job. I felt like that was a great start to my journey. The next time was when I took photos of the late Michael Sata. It was everything, yeah. And then when I took photos of Kirk Franklin, I took photos of Todd Delaney, I took photos of John Barnes. I think those are moments that I not saying that everything else that I've done, but those are the ones that I would immediately point at to say, okay, this I did. Most embarrassing moments in photography. Okay. This one was embarrassing. My boss then had traveled out of the country, and I had a wedding that I needed to take photos of, and I didn't have a camera. So I got the office camera and then did everything and got paid. So I thought that my boss wouldn't find out, but then I think we had like a year down the line or something like that. We lost photos, so we needed to retrieve. You know how you retrieve photos from a card if you deleted or formatted it. So we brought in some guy who helped us retrieve those ones, and the card brought back the work that I had done. The work that I had done without consulting my boss for the camera. So she was quite pissed with me. Yeah, so I felt like that was embarrassing. When I'm having a bad day, what do I do to make myself feel better? I love chocolate, so I eat a lot of chocolate. Okay, I eat chocolate. Like I said earlier, I think I like to listen to nice praise music, just nice gospel music, just to wake me up. I also like to watch a lot of action movies. Yeah. Do I have any regrets in life? Yes. And I think for me, just not being able to... I used to be very shy growing up. I used to be very scared. I used to have a very low self-esteem. So I used to be very scared. So I regret not being able to step up because I was made uncomfortable. I was scared of being rejected. I was scared of being laughed at. I was scared of being scolded. I was scared of being of negativity. So I felt like growing up, I lost a lot of opportunities because I didn't step up. I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't speak up. Yeah, so yeah, I think I regret that. I know that I would have gone far with the kind of confidence that I have now. If I was told I had 1 week to live, I think I would put my life in order. Okay. So just make sure that my relationship with God, is perfect. My relationship with man is perfect. Make peace and just ask for forgiveness for my sins. If I could read minds, whose mind in the Bible would I read and why? I'm very curious about Moses, just for the fact that he's the one guy that was able to have this interaction with God, He's the one guy that had this opportunity to get into this cloud that everybody else would see, to get into this place that everybody else was just watching from afar, to get into this place where if anybody else other than Moses tried to go, they would die, So I would really like to read his mind, because then I want to ask, so what does God sound like, How was your experience talking to God? How did you feel? Just I would like to understand what that was like, what talking to God and, talking to God and him talking back, like the two-way communication, how that felt. Yeah. So Moses would be the mind that I would read, definitely. My biggest fear and why? I think I'm afraid to quit. Sometimes you go through things in life that make you feel like, what, let me just stop here. But I don't think I have enough fiber in me to just let me stay there, I'm scared of failure. Okay, sometimes you feel like, oh, this task is too big for me, but then I don't want to fail, and I am scared of frogs. Yeah. What are my 3 favorite movies? I would immediately just think of the trilogy Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and Angel. Absolutely love them. Absolutely, absolutely. If my life was a movie, what gospel track would be my soundtrack? I think, wow, that's a hard one. Maybe I Agree by Jonathan Nelson. I would boldly and proudly say Romans 8:38 to 39. It says, nothing can separate me from the love of God. Not death, not life, not angels, not demons. Absolutely love it. I think I would like to encourage someone who has been downtrodden, You feel worthless, you feel unimportant, you feel left out. I think that nobody has the right to make you feel a certain way, okay? I know that people are entitled to opinions, but that person's opinion of you immediately ends at the point when God says you are beautiful, at the point when God says you can do all things to Christ who strengthens you, at the point when God says you are great. So be encouraged, yeah? Don't give up. Believe in yourself and go for it. Go for whatever it is that is your desire. It's been an absolute honor to be part of today's takeover. Thank you. My name is Kapungwe Mbaluku, and I'm an entrepreneur dealing in photography, advertising, graphics designing, and this was my takeover.